You're listening to The Monks.
You're here with the Monks. I'm Heather.
And I'm Josh.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Put your feet up and stay a while.
Yeah, buckle your seatbelts.
Yeah, strap in. Because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
Or smooth, whatever you're into. Spring has sprung. You look cute as hell over in your little... I know it's like flowers, but it also kind of looks like over easy eggs.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the color of the middle.
Yeah, it's been beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Still cold. Still a little cold.
And when I say a little, I mean a lot.
It's
cold.
But it's been stupid pretty.
And Joseph's nose is falling off again.
Yeah.
Once again, the nose is falling off.
If this is your first time here, Joseph is our dog.
Yes.
His nose is falling off again. We just can't get the fitting right. He gets out there and he's nasally, and next thing you know, pop. They call him Mr. Potato Head at school. And I think, honestly, all things considered, that's pretty light. Yeah. That's pretty light. The kids,
for your nose falling off?
The kid's nose falls off.
Yeah, that's nice of them.
Yeah. 80s, this guy would have had to been a shut-in, but they just call him Mr. Potato Head. Yes. Not bad. It happens every year at this point.
Yeah, it's probably every year.
It's every year. I can tell you. Now it's old hat. We go, oh, that nose is crusting up. It's going to fall.
I feel so bad for him.
Oh, it's terrible. As Willie Nelson said, Heather, we are on the road again.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I thought that was Paul Simon.
Oh, goodness. Let me Google.
On the road again. And then if you're
can't wait to get on. That's Willie Nelson.
But you know why I think it's Paul Simon? Because in Mother Goose's Rock and Rhyme, he sings it and he sings on the road again. Can't remember why I'm on the road again. Because he's Simple Simon.
It is 100% Willie Nelson.
Well,
right? I don't have to Google
okay,
this.
Sorry, but Paul Simon sings it in Mother Goose's Rock and Rhyme.
Willie Nelson. The Rock and Rhyme version, Paul Simon. We're also kind of that Johnny Cash tune, like I've Been Everywhere, Man, or whatever. It's like we have been everywhere. I get to hear I listen to a lot of hip hop, and hip hop loves to say towns and cities. And I go, I've been there. I've lived there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. From there.
Which ones?
What? Well, just like... No, I like for real. I like no, they did. Well, just say any then. What? Your whole thing's falling apart. What happened? She just had the softest where? The places we've lived.
We're moving again.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah, I am extremely excited.
Yeah.
I am extremely excited.
I'm bummed because we do have great neighbors. Fantastic. Everyone's quiet. No one's nosy. Mm-mm. No one is bothering anyone. Everyone just says hello and moves on with their life. Yep. I think if I did go ask them for something, they would help me.
Absolutely. They'll bring your package to you or vice versa. We'll take them over to that. It's like that I think is our speed.
Right.
I go, oh, this is great. Non-intrusive, but very nice. Love it. Love it. And that's the thing. Anytime you move, and we've moved a lot, you go, you hope your neighbors are cool, whether you're renting or owning. We've done a bit of both, and it's like, no matter what, it's still a commitment enough of time. Even if you're renting for just a year, if it's a nightmare, I mean, I actually think sometimes renters, you're like, I can't break a lease. You ever read a lease? It's like, man, they make you feel like if anything comes up and you needed to leave early, that there's just, we're going to just absolutely make you destitute by the end of all this.
No hope at all.
You're like, okay, you could at least sell a house, even if it was just like, hey, we're just trying to break even and get out of here. I think sometimes that might be easier if you had a bad neighbor.
Well, depends on, if I'm renting, I can just go when either if I'm breaking my lease or if I'm leaving after the lease is done. If you're selling it and that person doesn't cooperate during the sale.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I'm sure people have had neighbors that borderline couldn't cooperate, if that makes sense, where you're like, they can't not be this. We watched that show Neighbors on HBO Max.
Love it. I can watch 1,000 episodes of that.
This is the most insane thing I've ever seen a person say or do. And then cut to a different topic, and they'll articulate in a way that you go, this seems completely normal.
It shows, a pair of neighbors and whatever their dispute is, and then just kind of a documentary about that dispute and their life. And it's just crazy insanity.
It's addicting, though.
It's so good. These people are cuckoo banana town.
It's doing a thing too that I think we've all felt in the last like decade, especially, where we're like, I don't want to interface, but I'd like to know what's going on over there. Like, what are these people? You know what I mean? Like,
we just get to see through the window.
Absolutely.
Of their lives. An easement dispute. I don't like how tall your wall is. You shut your gate to your property and I don't like it. Just like, you can't be on my beach.
Can't be on my beach.
Just stuff that you're like, oh my gosh, who cares?
And I said, boy, because most of the time you're like, I don't know, flip a coin, this could be either. There was one though, like in Philadelphia, and they're just fully like, hey, we're so excited to have gotten a house. It's like our first house. And this lady goes, I feed every stray cat within a 10-mile radius. And they come and they just dump out all over your yard to a level that is unhealthy.
It's a cat infestation that she's created.
Yes.
Yeah, you feel terrible for the family.
But we had seen recently on 1,000-Pound Sisters where Amy was getting eye surgery because she had found out when she went in to get a check about scarring on her eyes that has been there her whole life that has caused her like to not be able to see good. They were talking about fixing her eyes. But what they said caused the scarring was, well, her mom just had a litter box that was unclean under a bed or something when she was a baby. And so I go, this is like, I kept thinking of that. I had seen that before I saw the dispute with the cats, and I go, say it wasn't just repulsive because of smell. And also, even if you love cats, I think even a cat person would be like, I think 35 cats in one time is kind of insane. You know, it's kind of too much. But then I kept thinking of like, I'm not having that in my house. Like my kid could be
your
damaged.
Kids could get sick. They could never see again.
I was like, that's not fair. And luckily they took it to the only place that Americans can take it to get justice, to get an impartial person to give a judgment.
Judge Judy.
Still out here doing it.
Yeah.
And I did love that that lady went in, the cat lady, went in with a lot of vinegar. She was really feeling herself. Yeah. She was like, I know Judge Judy. I think Judge Judy's going to dig my flavor. I think she's going to get my cat utopia I've created. The cat utopia was here first. You know, she's given that kind of energy. And then it just cut to her. They're great at what they do with their edits and stuff because it cut to her just dejected, but in a limousine. You know how like a show, because every show when they're going to use you for fodder, they're going to put you in a limousine. You're going to get to drive in a And now think about it. Nowadays, who's riding in a limousine? Nobody. Right? Nobody. Yeah. Even on your most grandiose thing, you go, I don't even want a limousine. They've lost all luster, except for if they're taking you to Maury Povich for a DNA test or something. They go,
they keep the luster there.
Yeah, that luster's high.
I know about an easement dispute. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know it up close. I know it personal.
Oh, yeah.
My dad has a 3-decade-long easement dispute going on with a guy who's dead.
Yeah. But he's still like, I still don't like him. Yeah. There are a few things that I really do admire that your dad has stuck firmly in his crawl.
So many of the episodes were set in Florida. I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Man, it makes absolute sense.
I feel like you can't live in Florida, maybe even the whole South, but especially Florida, and be like, that doesn't touch you. You're gonna know and be involved. And
absolutely.
You're gonna know crazy people. You're gonna intertwine with them.
Yeah.
You know, I as a child, I had several different people that I had been to their house that had pet inside raccoons. So, you know what I mean? Not just one.
And they didn't get them at a raccoon store. They just went out and got a raccoon.
And they're like, open the cover, like, look where they've crawled through, you know, they've crawled through the drywall and made their nest. And you're like, oh, neat.
It is wild to me how we all have the ability to be like, hey, good morning. What'd you get into last night? And then they go, oh, hey, Debbie. And she goes, oh, hey, guys. If anybody wants, I have broccoli casserole in the fridge. And then somebody stops a new person from going to get it. And they go, just so you know, Debbie lives with raccoons in her walls.
Yeah.
Do not eat that broccoli casserole because they help. She calls them her little sous chefs. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, don't eat it.
Do it. She's named them all characters from The Bear. Do not do it. Debbie just out here doing normal stuff like, hello. Oh, no, you'd never guess. Me? Oh, I have raccoons that I let live in my walls. Yes. No. It's not I would not file an incident report because, baby, I made it happen. Yeah, I'm living my dream. That's crazy.
Your local librarian is selling her son's pee for PO.
That was on the neighbor's show. Was she a librarian?
No, but I mean,
She's trying to act normal. She can't. She was one that she couldn't really keep it together. She's not even as good as the raccoon lady. Mm-hmm. She's like, you can see her edges fraying, because that was the one that mentioned just like, oh, I would put a bowl in the toilet so that when my son went to the bathroom, he wasn't around anything bad, but she would sell his clean urine to people. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I don't know if it's great to have people who need clean urine knowing you're the clean urine store.
The thing that got me in that episode was how longingly he looked at the neighbor his mom had a dispute with and wished that was maybe his mom.
Not just that.
He would just like look through a hole in the fence and look at her pool and say, she used to let me swim in her pool. And you just felt so crushed for this boy.
I could relate to and I grew up in hot places, way too poor for a pool. Mm-hmm. And man, I would make friends based on who had pools. You could have an awful personality, just a terrible persona, be genuinely bad. And I'd go, well, I got to be that dude's friend for at least a summer. I got to get that girl to like me because I got to get up in this pool.
Get in this pool.
So when he was just sat there, like he's in love, but it's just a little kidney-shaped pool in the back of a Florida yard. I go, it's 100 degrees. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I have hop fences and swam in pools.
Doing this. He was bent down, looking through a little crack in the bushes or whatever.
Yeah, it's like where the.
Oh, these producers are good.
They're great. Because somebody said, oh, well, how do you see? And he goes, well, sometimes if I get, and he goes, oh, show me.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to ride in a limo. Don't worry.
My favorite part of that episode was when the lady who already told the camera crew about her son giving clean urine for other people's drug tests.
I think she named some people.
She did.
Like, at least by first name.
Later on in the episode, turns to a guy and goes, is it okay? She whispers to him, is it okay if I tell them about how I gave you clean pee for your drug test, for your PO? And he goes, no. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah,
he just goes, no. And she's like, oh, okay. Oh. What's so funny is it feels like home to me. Mm-hmm. Other people would see this and go, what? Oh my God, my head is spinning. There's so many insane people here. And I go, no, that just feels like
absolutely the same feelings I got when I watched the chimpanzee documentary, Joe Exotic. All these things. I go, I know these people.
Oh, absolutely.
I know these people.
Yes.
I know Gibsonton.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
It's where all the carnies live.
It's a wild place because it has been where a lot of carnival folks have lived since like the 50s or 60s or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's still there. And they're really famous for the lobster hand murders. Like there's a family of people who genetically kind of have lobster claw looking hands. And still, even with that trickiness, the dad shot the mom. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I heard about that case, I thought, you gotta really want to shoot that lady. There's some figuring out to do there. Mm-hmm. That ain't gonna be the easiest thing you ever did if you know
Had to learn how to do it with his feet.
Yeah. I was like, okay, Florida's nuts. Yeah. I mean, it really is.
It really is like a beacon,
Oh, well, that's the other thing.
Come here.
It already was.
To the highest level.
Yeah, it already was nuts. Mm-hmm. Hot, humid nuts. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, at the end of the day, they poured sand into a swamp till you could build. Mm-hmm. That's its origin. Mm-hmm. It's like, this ain't supposed to be where people live. I often would say, like, if you were an astronaut and you took off from Earth and you landed on a place that they said was another planet, and you walked around and it was just Florida, you'd go, inhospitable. Mm-hmm. And they go, how so? And they go, sometimes storms come and they flood and rip it apart. Sometimes the ground opens up beneath your feet and just sucks you down into a cavern and you die.
Yeah, never to be seen again.
They have critters of all sort, right? We went over a list on one of our things. There's a list every year of 10 animals that kill a lot of people there.
You got to walk around with a shovel and just chop heads off. Got a rattlesnake. Got a zombie squirrel. Got a botfly squirrel.
Absolutely. I don't know if everybody else is as used to as we are from living in Florida and living in the South in general. The amount of times I've been told just to poke the ground. Like, you're going to want to poke down in there. Like, that's a common thing. They go, don't just be thinking you're going to reach down. Like, you got to poke down into that. You got to loosen and see what's in there. Hold on.
What?
It could be a gopher turtle. It could be a...
Oh, you don't want to... Yeah, but you don't want to bother a gopher turtle. They're endangered.
Oh, they eat them where the town I'm from.
Well, the town I'm from as well.
Oh, okay.
The people who own the feed store...
They eat them.
They did.
in danger. They are in danger, girl. To be your Whoopi Goldberg gopher turtle, you are in danger, girl. Like, if you're a gopher turtle, you're going to get ate.
We kept their horses on our property, but they...
This is the person who's like, small town. I go, we kept their... This is wild to me. I know we've already discussed... It's so crazy to me that you, in your head, thought you weren't small town, and then you'll say... with no, like, nothing behind it, just like flat. Like, the feed store people who ate gopher turtles would store their horses when they were away on our property.
Not while they were away. Well,
Just
when they were stallions, when they would get a new one, it would run around and...
Just imagine somebody in like Queens, they're like, yeah, the guy down at the feed store, just when they were stallions, they'd have it get on the subway and ride up here, and we'd open up a fire, hydrant and let it get wet. And
I didn't think I was New York City level city life. I just thought I was from an internationally known city.
No, you were from one.
Yeah.
But you quickly moved to a place where people brush horses a lot. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like, we're brushing horses a lot. Mm-hmm. Florida is, that's the thing. Florida is the South below the South. Mm-hmm. You have everything. There is a certain like majesty and insanity to Florida that is like, Miami is in the same state that where we lived is.
Yeah.
They're wildly different. Mm-hmm. Like, Miami is a city, but it's still going to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've walked into a Publix and just seen like cut to, I don't know, late 50s to early 70s white man, red in the face. We don't know if it's sunburn. We don't know if it's melanoma. We don't know if he's just hot. And then you get closer and he goes, why wouldn't I say Dijon mustard if I meant Dijon mustard when I got mustard? And you're like, oh, that's a 17-year-old kid that you're berating.
But you know what? In all the movies he's ever seen, they're always doing yellow mustard on the hot dogs. And then
that's true.
You show up and it's Dijon and you go, what the hell?
I don't like that.
I started bringing my own mustard when I go to New York City.
And that's what a normal person does. I do think that's funny.
I don't think a normal person
cares.
Does that.
No, a normal person was me where I said, oh, okay. But I did think it was great that when you went to New York, you just had that in your head because that's what they had shown you. And you were like, And meanwhile, it's just dogs and water, hot water. We're fine with that. Right off the street. Mm-hmm. Not a problem.
Didn't bother me.
But boy, I thought it was going to be yellow mustard. But I've seen that so many times. Just that type of scenario
just going off on somebody.
Just going crazy about something.
I went to visit a guy I knew who moved to Miami. And then he was like, hey, we got to leave my apartment for a little bit. I rent it out to prostitutes. And I said, okay.
Yeah. That's not even... You know what's funny? It wouldn't be a record scratch. It'd just be like should I take my stuff?
Yeah, I think I did.
I got to take my bag, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I can't imagine that somebody wouldn't rifle through a bag if they're doing that. You talk about neighbors and you talk about Florida people. It's like such a, oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. We talked about the urine thing. It's like when I was a kid, I worked as a dishwasher, one of my first jobs. I only worked that job for maybe 2 months. Uh-huh. I did sell my urine upwards of 6 times, $20 a urine. That wasn't a business I prompted. That was a business thrust upon me. The market demanded it. A guy literally came up, first time you ever work back of house at a restaurant, very quickly they're like, hey, you're a child. Oh, yeah, look at me. You're a child. Everybody here has priors. Everybody here has POs and stuff, okay? Mm-hmm. If somebody comes in and they announce themselves to be a PO, just keep washing dishes.
Yeah.
Okay? They're going to know you're a kid. Look at me. Don't look at them. But I, of course, am pretty okay with people. Mm-hmm. So I'd be shooting the breeze a little bit, make some friends and stuff. And not friends. This is where I first learned, not friends, work friends. Mm-hmm. Oh, buddy, we'll talk to
colleagues.
I had a great mind for when somebody goes, hey, could you give me a lift? I go, I actually couldn't. Oh, I couldn't give you a lift.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
I know. I used to really worry about you, like where I was like, she just can't not give a lift.
I worked at a methadone clinic and I would, if they asked, I would do it. I go, I don't want to do this, but.
Yeah. How Florida is that? You graduate college, you work at a methadone clinic. Nobody ever is like, oh man, what was your first job out of school? You're like methadone clinic administration or something.
Mm-hmm, a counselor.
Mm-hmm. And then, oh God.
I think I was the only person that wasn't an ex-drug addict that worked there.
I would say that's safe. Mm-hmm. And also the only person who didn't have a relapse while working there. Yeah. It wasn't a job I enjoyed. No. I don't think anybody's whistling heading into the methadone clinic. I don't think purchasees or sellers. I don't think anybody's feeling great about this situation. Probably the doctor who's just signing paperwork and leaving. That person's probably pretty all right.
Guy was about 1 million years old. So I don't know if he knew he was on planet Earth.
Yep.
And that job was where I found out that if you don't care for your wounds, you will attract maggots.
Florida in general is one of the most places, like it's the place where I've seen this the most. But like you said, that doctor's like 1 million years old. They would do stuff like that in every industry and business across that entire state. And if you say this to somebody who's still living there, they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's weird to go find a doctor on death's door to run nothing but pain management clinics.
Right.
You can't do that here. They go, no, we need a doctor who's actually like doctoring.
Yeah.
Not just signing stuff. And they know if the lawsuit comes or litigation happens, we're going to put it on this person who'll be dead in a week, and we'll just make sure his family's okay financially. Not. They're going to rug pull that. One company there was so bad, they bought a business just to have a new name.
Yes.
They would just buy businesses just to be like, all right, now that's not our name.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And they just let them. Yeah. And then these are the things that'll make your head explode if you're regular and you have any morals, is then you'll watch somebody like some local, club give them a key to the town, local business breakfast, we got to honor this person. And I go, this person's a piece of crap. And then that's your neighbor. That's your neighbor, some like overly threatening litigation psycho who's, on his third 8 ball that week. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like somebody in that line at that methadone clinic is then going to go be somebody's neighbor. And you're going to be like, okay.
A lot of them.
All right. There's a lot of energy here.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like the vibration of Florida. It ain't my vibration.
No.
I didn't realize until like I moved that I was like, oh, I can
chill,
breathe.
Yeah. It's
every time you go into public, you're just kind of tense. You
can be. Yeah. Sometimes I'll be in Florida and I go, oh, it's a lot of, hey, good morning.
Oh,
that kind of, oh, I got you.
It's not like you're always thinking about it, but when you see the moment, you see the spark of the moment.
Oh yeah. A lot of intermingling.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to Disney. Everybody's going to Disney Springs. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to get everybody in here. Like, everybody's going to the Webster Flea Market, right? Because we're thrifting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're thrifting, but also we're going to get some Webster in here, too.
Oh, yeah. That's the first time I learned that you could have a skunk as a pet.
Oh, yeah.
They go in the litter box.
The first time.
Oh, yeah. Now I've seen it a couple times.
Now I ask.
I see.
Was it okay? Is it okay? Because my neighbor has a bunch of raccoons that live in her wall.
This guy was straight up, skunk coming through. Excuse us.
Was he really? Tell me he really was like that. Like,
he was.
Hello.
Excuse me. Oh, and of course it was like a parade. Like everyone's turning around. Like everyone's like, whoa, look at that skunk on a leash.
This is back in the day.
Skunk on a leash.
That's fantastic. Yes. Oh, dang it.
And he did kind of a presentation since we're all like, huh?
But he's
like, they can go in the litter. You can take their stink out and they go in the litter box.
I can't believe that I need to know it goes in the litter box. I mostly just need to know about that stink. But I'm not going to lie. If I'm at a Webster Flea Market tomorrow and somebody's like, skunk coming through. Excuse me. Sorry, but skunk coming through. I thought you heard. I like that in
Turn
Webster.
Around. Let's do a circle.
I like that in Webster Flea Market, they take that more serious than when an emergency vehicle is coming down the road to peel off, skunk coming through. He said what he said. Let's go.
Yeah. No, he don't have a stink.
I think it'd be more confident to go, he does, but he knows not to use it. He could, but he won't.
I think my worst, or at least most memorably bad neighbor had to be the guy who lived in his mom's bushes. Sometimes. Yeah. Not direct neighbor, but in the neighborhood.
Down the street.
Yeah, in the neighborhood. You always got a neighborhood person. You go, oh boy.
Like the person that you kind of hear tell of.
Yeah.
Or they go, oh yeah.
Yeah. Before I met him, I had heard of him.
Oh, yeah, he lives in his mom's bushes. I was like, we just saying that like that's a normal thing?
Yeah. I was on the porch one day, and it was an elevated lot, so I could see pretty far down the street.
Yeah.
And I see him at the corner go down and kind of scoop something. And I knew what it was because earlier in the day I had taken the dog for a walk and I was pulling him away.
Yeah.
It was a smushed rat.
Oof.
Bare hand scooped it.
Spatula style.
Just.
That's visceral though.
Yeah.
Like just that you go, oof. Whoa. Okay. It's like whenever that lady would feed her raccoon a grape with her mouth or something. You go, okay. Oh, he likes it like that. Oh, I bet he does. I didn't doubt that he wouldn't like the grape mouth to mouth. I'm shocked by what I'm seeing from you. And I had a lot of that broccoli casserole before I knew what was happening. I think I think I may have used a chapstick she offered me once.
At least her neighbors were warning, like they weren't like, oh, rite of passage, you have to do it, and then we tell you after.
Right.
They were nice enough to say ahead of time.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it starts to become kind of urban legend-y. It's like, okay, so sometimes he's just living in his mom's bushes. And
were you there for when he scooped the rat, or was that someone was there with me? I think it was Eliza.
Oh, God. What a fun thing for your friend. You go, good neighborhood, huh? Yeah. And it was. That's a crazy thing. I go, yeah, good neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Like literally no issue.
I saw it up close.
The rat.
Yeah. Because I wasn't expecting it to be there when I was walking the dog. And of course my dog's trying to get to it and I'm trying to keep him away.
Yeah.
Ugh, it was gross. It was gross.
And then you look at the positive. You go, ain't nobody else gonna flapjack a dead rat.
I want to make this clear. It was fresh.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like where, you kind of said like it turns into a fossil and you're scratching your face with it later on.
No, but you still wouldn't do that.
It was nasty.
Yeah. So in a way, big public service.
Oh, absolutely. Huge. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
That's the thing. I go, everybody's got a role.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a role to play.
I can't remember if this was days later, year later. I don't know that.
It feels like it was not that
to me
far after.
Because he then did one day come up to me and ask if I had seen his pet rat, and
that must have been awkward. Where you're like,
well,
no, because you know.
It's like, oh God,
I think remember. Just a few days ago.
This boy lost his dead squished rat.
Remember, you had it in your own hand. That is awkward to have to break bad news to somebody about. You're like, but remember, you handled it. You handled the corpse.
I think it was his pet rat. Once he found, I think that's when it became his pet. Oh. And he has since lost it. Oh. And is now asking if I have seen it.
No. Should I even be where I could see it?
I know. I thought, I hope it's not close here.
And that's neighbors. And here's the other thing. It all depends on too. Like that's not our neighbor. Mm-mm. That was nowhere near us actually.
Mm-hmm. And what sucks is that was a corner lot. So he's right in, he was pretty covered. I mean, it was jade bushes, so he was deep in them.
Oh, yeah, he had gotten down in there.
But you just think for the people who are right across with their kids.
Yeah.
They had, very
some
little
explaining to do. It's just a weird chat to have every day. Oh, no, but remember that, he is carrying a flattened rat. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of things where they go, okay, just don't act like anything is too weird about it, but also let them know, like, if approached to maybe call an adult, okay, I wish you would just maybe get out of the bushes, I guess, if I had to say what I wished. Mm-hmm. Not that crazy. You wouldn't put it on a show? Mm-mm. That's how crazy that show is. I go, this wouldn't make a show. No. They'd go, yeah, that's gross to see. Yeah. It's a little weird. It's sad that he lost it.
He's not like dropping it down people's chimneys.
He's not acting with any maliciousness. Yeah.
Flinging it at me.
Nothing he did was ever malicious. Mm-mm. It's somebody that you go, not great, but
that's why I say I don't know if he was the worst neighbor but just at least
I think if he was our direct neighbor, probably would have made more of an impact. Yeah. But just kind of being like down the street and around the corner type deal where you go like, sometimes he'll get moving out here. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people have that. And that's the thing that's crazy about whenever you go to like, especially if you purchase real estate, it's like you're there for such a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And even if you're trying to do your utmost due diligence, what is that really? It's like we went by at night. Mm-hmm. We went by real late. We turned our radio off for 20 minutes. Yeah. And listened.
Yep. We sat there and we became the creeps.
Yeah.
Because we're just watching a neighborhood.
Yeah. They're not going to call anybody if somebody's just creeping outside your house. That's not good. That street was so incredibly dark. That it was like, God, we're such lames, but remember we would go to those like old district or whatever that neighborhood was, the historic district meetings. And people were like, we need lights. And they go, we can't get lights. And it's like, I was like, oh, it's just like that, huh? Like, that's why those have made so many shows. It is just
there was a real, like, heated argument about a commission versus a committee.
For the life of you, can you remember the difference? They definitely felt so strongly about it. And I said, guys,
couldn't even take it in.
What killed me is I said, is anything here a commission or a committee currently?
I think the guy who's asking the question is saying, whichever, who cares?
Right.
Take it to them.
Yeah. It'll be like, what's a committee? What's a commission for 10 minutes of that? And you go, and again, the guy scooped it. It's flat. He pulls it up. He's running around the neighborhood with it. I'm wondering what we do with that. I don't care if it's a committee or a commission that's going to talk about how he's flapjacking dead rats out of the ground. Oh, no. I'm not saying we need to get rid of him. I'm saying, how do we get him on the payroll? There's probably some more flattened rats out and about.
He's missing a pet.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Some more.
He's doing good out there. I'm saying, let's get him filling some potholes while he's getting these things. No, that's a win-win.
Well, he always collected trash from the neighborhood. I mean, did then go put it in that bush.
Yeah, but just that one bush.
Okay.
Just that one bush. Yeah. It ain't on my street.
Right.
It's in a bush. Not too bad. Sometimes you'll see stuff too, because we have had our fair share of like annoyances from neighbors, but really nothing too terribly crazy when it comes to neighbors. But sometimes when you're just out and about, you'll see stuff and you go, can you imagine being this person's neighbor? See a lot of that, right?
Yes.
I remember when I was in Florida, I had a job that I would have to go out. I sold HVAC. Money in the bank, baby. It's hot. You want some cold air on you? That was the whole job. You want some cold air on you? I can get that happening. And people were like, I'll do whatever. Yeah. But you were out in a lot of different neighborhoods, a lot of different places. And I remember I went to this guy's house. And this was so nuts at the time that when I would tell people the story, I know they didn't believe me. Half the time they go, no, you didn't. Why are you embellishing? I don't want to hear it if it's just made up. I'm like, this really happened. This is a real person that I dealt with. I ring a doorbell, and this is just such a Florida thing. It's like a pretty day out. This is a pretty high-end, neighborhood for Florida. It's cul-de-sac and all over the place. And I ring the doorbell, and a guy comes out, and I mean, the first thing I see is a green sneaker. And then I'm just going up, and it's just green tights, into green velvet shorts, into a skin-tight tucked-in green polo shirt, green ascot, up to Beatles haircut, and then a green hat, Peter Pan style. He's Peter Pan.
But not at Disney.
Nope.
Just in life.
In life, but he did tour it. He did take it around.
Okay.
Oh, he performed.
To who?
To anyone who needed a Peter Pan.
Okay.
Anyone. Not Disney, but like you got like a bat mitzvah, and he had one where it was like him on a string or a cable. Had a photo in his house of him on a cable just flying into whatever he was performing at. So he performed all right.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, okay, but this gets into that thing. But
this is off duty.
Yeah, off
duty is still on duty.
And that's a big genre of people there.
Yes.
And I know it happens everywhere, but I feel like they got a much higher percentage of people who go, hey, I happen to play, Snow White. And you go, why are you dressed like Snow White right now, though? At a Winn-Dixie grocery store. Are you doing an event here? And they go, no, I live it. And I go, and that's where, it ain't that I think it's weird that you dress up for a party. Yeah, you're living it, Daniel Day-Lewis. And we're saying like, dial it back. This guy was so off-putting to me though. It was just such a weird vibe that like at one point I'm walking through his house and there's just a painting. And this thing was commissioned because it was just a naked baby with his adult man head on it. So he's got the Beatles cut in the hat on a baby body. And I said, I don't know what to do with that.
What was the baby doing? What position was this baby in if it's nude?
Like it was just like kind of forward front.
Was it sitting?
Was it sitting? No, it was almost like in a manger, like laying.
Okay.
So the painting's in the point of view of like almost like I'm in a thing.
And it was nude and you saw everything.
You saw it, yeah.
It was painted.
It was painted, yeah. And also
that
like
feels...
the way his head was, it was like the artist stayed true to like, you wouldn't have mobility of it. He's like here with it. Like he's just kind of like, he's laid back and he's just barely cocking an eye to you. And you go, okay. And he's got.
But did he have an adult face?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. He had the haircut in the hat.
Now, did Did it look realistic to his face?
Yes.
And it looked realistic to a baby's body?
Yes.
Okay.
The artist wasn't bad. I mean, he may have been bad, but he wasn't bad. But here's the other thing. Can I tell you? I knew, even in the painting, I said, this isn't sexual. It's weird.
It's weird.
But it was weird enough. And anytime you see a naked baby, you go, I got to check everything. So I'm like, I got to check every vent in the house. I'm just like tapping walls. I'm like, if you're in there, if you need help. Like, I don't know. I had a coworker. Now, part of this, like, I'm not some hero. I could kind of glean, okay, nobody's here that's in danger. This guy's just run-of-the-mill weird. Mm-hmm. But I did have another coworker come out. I said, I got to get some more eyes on whatever the situation is. Just because I needed one person walking this earth that when I told this story would go, no, that's true. If anything, he's forgetting stuff. Because, I mean, for years, I would tell people about this guy, and they go, no, dude. Mm-hmm. And then one day, I get this call from a friend. Actually, 2 different calls, 2 different times about this guy. First one, my buddy calls me. He's like, oh, my God, you were telling the truth. And I was like, what? And he goes, the Peter Pan guy. He's on Ripley's Believe It or Not. And I was like, what? And he goes, it has to be him. Like, he's like, describe, I go, that's the guy. And then another one of my buddies, years after that, calls and goes, guess who I'm behind in a Winn-Dixie? And I said, I don't know. And he goes, green shoes, green tights, velvet green shorts. He's in a green tank top, green ascot, Beatles haircut, green hat. I said, what's up with that haircut? Peter Pan he had a Bieber. He didn't have a Beatle. We're talking like the first iteration of Beatles.
Yeah. He kind of had like a Will from Stranger Things haircut, right?
Yeah. It's like bowl cut. Sure.
Yeah.
This guy's going hard Beatle cut though. I was like, it ain't correct.
Yeah. He has a stylist who lives in Florida.
This guy's neighbor, like, he's out. Oh, he's mowing the yard again. He knows that we have people coming over.
Okay, what I do like, and what do I admire this.
Yeah.
It's hot in Florida. So you got that tank top on.
Brutal.
But you still got the tights? Ooh. Because my legs would be like, I'm hot.
Green on green. He opened his closet at one point because like, I think there's a vent in here. And, I mean, green. It was just everywhere. I mean, it was just like, I was like, okay.
It was all like that same color green?
It was all
or
like
different shades of green?
It was pretty much all the same shades except for his costumes. He had some costumes that were really like, those are like I don't wear those. And I said, those must be so expensive they cut through that. Because a lot of times when people go like, oh, no, they can't. I go, well, he knew not to wear that all the time though. Because if I was fully just thinking of Peter Pan.
Like you would think if he's going to do the velvet shorts and the tights, he would do like the pirate style shirt with the lace up top, kind of flowy.
Yep. That's what you'd think.
Easy to do a sword fight with.
Yeah. He had it, but he was like, that's going to cost a lot to dry clean.
If there's anybody on the planet who's dressing up like Captain Hook.
Oh, I know.
I pray to God they move next to each other.
That was like
then get an episode of The Neighbors.
That was literally, that was the joke I would always tell. Like, I was like, if I won the lottery, I want to buy the house across the street and just for a year dress as Captain Hook. That was all, like, you're dead on. Like, I thought it would be the funniest
be on
thing.
Neighbors.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even be trying to, like, be in an actual battle. I just think that'd be hysterical. I wonder where that guy is.
I hope he's doing okay.
I hope he's doing all right. I hope he's doing
better than us. He's getting like great shows flying in.
Yeah.
What?
That's true. They were following him around. I wouldn't.
No, I mean in on a wire.
Oh,
that's cool.
I thought you meant like the Ripley's people came to him. He was like, no, you're gonna want to see the house.
Yeah, they used to have. I don't know if they still do this, but before the fireworks, they would have Tinkerbell fly, and she would fly on a wire. It was very cool, and she would fly right into the castle.
That's cool. Maybe that's where they were trying to do like a low end version of that or something. Because something tells me this guy's probably seen that show a lot. Like there's a lot of those types where they're like, no, I'm always there for opening, and you go, oh, okay, that's weird. How do you own a house? Those are always my questions.
No, because he probably makes a lot of money from that.
That, or I always think like, you can do that and still get an inheritance or something. Well,
that's
there's
true.
No stopping.
I thought you were going to say regular job, and I was like, no, I don't think so.
No, because the raccoon lady isn't dressed like Peter Pan.
Right.
So you got to wait till she opens up a bit, or you happen to come over to her thing and you go, oh, you're not ashamed of this. Oh, that was always an interesting thing too, where like you'd meet a Florida person, you get to know them, and then you go to their house, you go, oh, you're not ashamed of this. You're having people see the raccoon wall. Okay.
I feel like some of the people that I think I saw inside their houses basically and was like, oh, okay. Were people, because my aunt owned an antique store, so she would go buy stuff from people when I would go with her. You're always like, okay,
I actually think
this is how you live.
I think that's actually more interesting because you and I like to go to like, what are those estate sales so we can see the nice houses.
I love an estate sale.
I actually think it's a lot more interesting to go into the like, hey, you didn't know any better than to allow us to come in, huh? Like where you're just like, what's happening? Because when I was going around that guy's house, I was very interested in everything. Because even the most beautiful house, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But there's a lot of like, okay. This I was like, man, I'm taking in everything. I'm like, what is it? What is this? Oh my goodness. Like that's how I happened upon the baby thing. I'm like, what is that? It wasn't like center stage. It was like, oh, what?
Did he live alone?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What I just kept thinking was, it would just break my brain, the conversation we're having about his air conditioner. It's like we're like doing this mundane transaction and he's just fully Peter Pan. Like, and I was like,
was he standing like this? Like,
no. And that kind of is my thing. I go, are we in it or ain't we?
Yeah. You got to stand like this.
Yeah.
Like little legs spread apart in a V and your hands on your hips.
Little wooden sword. I was like, yeah, those are the things I go, you're going to dress like it every day, but you're not going to do a voice or anything.
Oh, no voice
not
either.
Really.
Like not a kind of a childlike boy voice.
No, you're not even like calling me Rufio or anything for funsies or, just nothing. Like you're not
I don't think
it.
Peter Pan liked Rufio because isn't that just from the Robin Williams?
Well, that's the best one. Are we not doing the Robin Williams one? I thought you were going to say, I don't think he would think you were a Rufio. And I said, well, that's fair, but like.
No, you'd be a Rufio to him.
To him, maybe. Not to Rufio. Rufio
not to
goes,
Rufio.
Oh, baby.
Rufio's Rufio to
Rufio.
Rufio.
Is Rufio.
To Rufio.
Saw him do improv in L.A.
Was it good?
Yeah, he was like the guest.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, very, very fun guy. Very nice. Heather, do you have any final thoughts, feelings, or jokes?
Be a good neighbor if you can.
Yeah.
Not overly chatty.
Yeah.
But kind.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Absolutely.
Help each other.
But don't be overly chatty.
If I'm your neighbor.
Yeah.
Don't be overly chatty.
No, I think the sweet spot
Unless you're cool, because I do want a cool next door neighbor friend, because then it's easy.
Yeah. I get nervous about too much familiarity in that close proximity. Because what can appear cool at first, what can be very interesting and fun for even months, could quickly be like, this is my neighbor forever. You know what I mean? Like I like the sweet spot of like kind to each other, helpful to one another. Hey, how you doing? I hope everything's going great. Keep it pushing.
If you say hello at every time that you're outside, even if it's the same day, that's too much.
Yeah, we had a neighbor. She was amazing and a super sweet lady, but she would genuinely, every time she saw you, even if it was like 5 times in 5 minutes, would say hello.
I don't know if it was that much, but
really,
it did feel like it was.
I feel as though it was any time I was outside.
Anytime you were outside a new time.
Yes. But you know how like most of us don't consider it a reset if you're like, oh, forgot my cup. And then you come out, hello. And I'm like, what's up?
Maybe she has a short-term memory issue.
It's the type of thing that makes you feel like, oh, is it a simulation?
Yes.
Like the door hits the jam and she's like, oh, hello. I'm like, no, because I was, what? Like, remember we did that whole thing out at the mailbox. I don't need to do that. I went inside to get a spoon. All right. And in a second, I'm going to go inside because I got some chips in there that I'm going to bring out here and have a little porch snack. And then you go in, hello. And you're like, what's happening? What is this? Yeah. So just a little less than that. But if you have to err on the side of it, I guess I'd rather you do that than any of the stuff that's featured in the show Neighbors on HBO Max.
We're not sponsored.
We're not, but we'll try.
And they asked us to please get their name right. And we were like, no, we never will.
I thought you were going to say, please get our name out of your mouth. I thought you were going to say, Jesus. Okay.
I wish we would.
I love you.
I love you.
We didn't hit record. We didn't hit record.